Good morning, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Thursday, October 6th, around 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 2022. We've got some high-resolution close-ups of Jupiter's moon Europa, but the big story, flooding in central Florida, peaking today in many counties. Warnings have been issued. The National Weather Service says there is a significant threat to property or life in DeSoto County, Hardee County, Polk County, and Sarasota County. This alert comes from the National Weather Service in Tampa and was issued at 10:21 a.m. on October 6th, and it will expire at 1:30 tomorrow, October 7th. So keep calm. It's boom time. So this flooding event, the warning just came out, so I'm glad I could get that out to people in Central Florida. This means that if you are in some of these regions, rivers are cresting. Good news coming out, temporary bridge to Pine Island has been opened days ahead of schedule thanks to the work of the governor down there, giving access to the mainland and bringing fuel and utility workers out to Pine Island, which was one of the hardest hit areas. So good news coming from Florida. Now, aside from Hurricane Ian, severe weather reports have slowed significantly in September. And let's take a look at that. September tornado reports, total reports just 19, and the monthly average is 50. So good news there on the tornado front. Here's the tornado report trend, and you can see that red line is below the average. Damaging wind reports are down. September 2020's 454 reports of wind damage fell short of the long-term average of 536. So that's interesting. Large hail reports are down. This month's hail leader was Iowa, which chalked up 62 hail reports, but hail reports were made in 29 states. There were just 155 reports of large hail, which also is below the long-term average of 220. So hail reports are down for September. And non-hurricane flash flooding is well below normal for September. A September to remember. This actually looks like the flash flood trend is higher. So these are conflicting reports. But aside from Hurricane Ian, it's looking good. And let's check out the weather. It's not looking good in Alaska. Alaska's storm will bring significant coastal impacts, and there is still a threat of flash flooding continuing in the southwest. A powerful Chukchi Sea Alaska storm will produce high winds and coastal flooding that could impact critical infrastructure across western and northwestern Alaska. Locally, heavy showers and thunderstorms in the southwest may produce flash flooding, especially on burn scars, slick rocks, and dry washes. A cold front will bring fall temps and a wintry mix to the upper Midwest and Great Lakes. There are freeze warnings in effect. Take a look. North, South Dakota. It's going to be chilly up there. And this cold is going to move east and south as the week progresses. We also have a snowstorm. Looks like a multi-day event up in eastern Canada here. Ontario, Quebec, Newfoundland. Heads up. You're going to be getting your first taste of winter. Small pockets of snow in the Rockies here, high elevations you can see popping up, but nothing significant in the near future. Sydney smashes rainfall records. This is significant. Do you remember a few years ago when the bomb was saying it's never going to rain again in Australia? Now, these are supposedly the leading climate experts in the country, but they couldn't have been further from the mark as we've seen record flood events, one after another, broken in Australia. Now Sydney marks its wettest year on record, smashing past the 1950 high water mark with just 3 months to spare. Take a look at these totals. Highest yearly total on record. And it's going straight up. That's more than extremely wet. I don't even know what you call that, but it's certainly a boom. To rain, man. Get Giles on the program and try to work this out. Let's take a look at the tropics. We have one storm here, 90% formation chance in the next 48 hours, and this is potential tropical cyclone 13. It's not going to affect the upper 48, and here are the current tracks taking it directly across this very warm ocean here in the Caribbean and smashing into Nicaragua and making its way through Central America, basically. It may reemerge here in the Gulf, but that is far out, and it Doesn't look like it's going to affect the upper 48. It might bring some moisture to southern Texas, the nexus of the Schmexes. Seismic update. Look at the country here. Look at the world. Almost nothing going on. It is a very quiet day on planet Earth, and that's good news. As World War III is brewing, largest quake on the map just occurred, 5.3 in Nago, Japan, at a very deep depth. So probably very few people felt that. Global seismic activity is currently moderate, coming off of a big peak here back in mid-September. We have been dropping off a cliff. Let's talk a little bit about volcanoes. Here we see a Strombolian explosion and glowing rock falls at the southeast slope of Sangay volcano. Beautiful shot there. And we have some thermals from Reventador with a lava flow continuing there. No other significant eruptive events around the world. Space weather news. The sun has gone flat, falling down into B range. We're now at C range, low C range, but almost no flaring, with a plethora of sunspots on the disk here. Just nothing happening. So that's good news for the grid. As solar activity is fairly quiet, we'll keep a close eye on it for you. Here you can see Discover Solar Wind, everything, telemetry going flat or slightly down. So all is quiet on the sun. Now something may be oozing out of Europa. NASA just released new images from Juno's September 29th flyby of Europa, and it looks like something is oozing out of the ocean moon. Now, what do we mean, the ocean moon? Well, let's take a look at this high-resolution image. It's totally fantastic. This image covers 150 kilometers by 200 kilometers of Europa's surface, revealing a region crisscrossed, and you can see those lines, with a network of fine grooves and double ridges. Researchers think that the dark stains on this terrain may be linked to something erupting in the surface from below, especially down here. That looks like a volcano, for goodness sakes. Now, since Voyager 2 flew past the moon in 1979, evidence has mounted that Europa's icy crust, well, is fantastic. It is overlying an enormous saltwater ocean, twice the volume of Earth's ocean combined. Now, because of the ocean's chemistry and tidal heating, astrobiologists consider it to be one of the best places in the solar system to look for extraterrestrial life. And that would be a Europa moon boom, if in fact we do discover, an ocean full of fantastical creatures. So whatever's down there may be percolating up to the top. And here you can see an artist rendering of some of those potential ice volcanoes erupting. And that is, in fact, what it looks like we have here. We have what appears to be a lava front or an ice front of some sort emanating from this region on two sides. So some kind of a movement this way down to the south and another pushing up to the northeast. So just fantastic stuff. Now, remarkably, Juno took the picture at night. Illumination in the photo comes from what is called Jupiter shine, which is sunlight reflected from Jupiter's cloud tops. So that's pretty fantastic amount of science, and certainly a boom to knowledge. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Hope you got something out of the video. We're not here to scare you. We're here to prepare you. If you're in those counties where flooding is happening in Florida, our hearts and prayers go out to you, because some of you have nowhere to go. Thanks to all our one-time donors, our Patreons, who support us, and the heroes that share this video. We love you. Be safe.